You were beaten outside of your brothers for a few days, you were saying?
And I was beaten outside my brother's one night and went inside and went to sleep for like 3 days.
I see.
In other words, they nearly beat me to death.
Brian, you said you can't identify Laura Anderson in the state of Florida as being one of the girls who were in the pornographic material?
There was a few girls that were actually just starting to get involved with that type of material down there, and they asked me and Chris for help.
I see.
We needed to get to the FBI. I didn't know where to even find the FBI down there.
No problem, no problem. One more time to be clear, you have never met me before, except for here in 801 in Washington, D.C. You don't know me, except for inside of this shelter. Is that correct?
Correct.
Excellent. And we have never came in contact in the state of Florida. I didn't contact you in the state of Florida and ask you to come up here. Is that correct?
Correct.
For the record, Brian, do you know what computer literate is?
Computer literate is someone that actually does know how to, I think, knows how to run a computer.
Would you say you are computer literate or no?
I would say less than computer literate.
You're not computer.
I hate the computers.
Do you know how to go to the library, log in your basic number, reserve a computer,
Yeah.
go get on the computer, pull up online things, start looking at news? Are you that computer literate or no?
No.
Okay. If you're in the state of Florida, could you go get on a random person's computer and just start pulling up websites and stuff like that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know how to run the computer very much. I took in computers in school, but that's nearly 20 years ago.
You still don't know how to run a computer very well, do you?
No.
Okay. I was just saying that because in case it came back to be an issue, to say you guys were looking at something from online, or you were looking at something from online that maybe I posted up online or whatever. Okay. You can't do that, and you can't say that. And it is illegal to do that if you did do it, but if you can't get on the computer yourself, how in the hell are you going to do that, Brian?
You're good at it. I mean, I don't know.
No, you're not doing nothing wrong. Let me explain this to you. If I go online before you even get here in Washington, D.C., and I post up stuff about the murder of Christopher King, about other people involved, about the child pornography involved, all this stuff up on the computer. If you can't get online to look at it, can they say you did?
No, they can't say that I did because I don't. No.
That's the point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I had talked to Christopher King a couple nights from his murder.
You don't have to get defensive. You have nothing to worry about.
I know, but he seemed to be a very cool kid that was being, I would say, nearly tortured by that camp.
Now,
and by the football team.
Now, when we get into this stuff right here, you would you say I am computer literate or computer illiterate? From what you've seen of me.
You literate.
Very literate, huh?
Very literate.
Yeah.
Me, I need computer lessons 101 dummy.
After what happened in court with Chip Prescott and what Chip Prescott had done in court, where he was allowed to call you a liar like that, he did attack you. Don't you consider that just one of many attacks out of this racist hate group that's occurred to you?
Yes.
I think it was.
I have over. I just say almost all my ribs have been broken by that guy.
I see. Do you think I am wrong for contacting police or the Federal Bureau of Investigations, asking about who you are and whether your testimony is legitimate, or, what would bring you up here to D.C.? Do you feel like I am wrong for doing that, or do you think it's okay maybe to check it out and make sure everything's safe?
Everything's okay to check out.
Yeah, I think it's good to be on the safe side. Be about done, man. I don't want to waste too much of your time. About ready to wrap this up. For the case.
All I know is they were taking hits at my back of my head and my face too.
I understand. For the case.
Guess what? When I went inside, when I went to lay down, they must have rejarred almost everything, and I just went to sleep.
For the case, other things are brought up here in D.C. Lots of other stuff comes up, you know what I'm saying? And stuff you kind of see here that goes on in the shelter and outside of the shelter and on around. And it's pretty interesting. We'll get into that another time, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be a different thing and a different matter. To me, it's all the same matter, you know what I mean? Because to me, it's all what I say. I am delusional, or I am insane, or I am fictitious, or whatever. Same with you. Do you, from what you've known of me, would you say I am more able to handle business than you are? The fact that I'm computer literate, the fact that I'm not talking about like business isn't to try to degrade you or anything like that neither. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you didn't get knocked out for three or 4 days.
I understand.
You have more marbles that have not been knocked around by not getting denied.
Yeah, I don't like to let them knock me around, and when they try, I like to crack heads. Do you feel, when we went specifically to the police officer up here in D.C., he was kind of helpful to us.
Very.
Now, we asked him specifically about what had happened, and we did bring it up, and I know people may not like that or whatever, but the transcripts, anybody can get the transcripts anyways. But I have a bad feeling that there is going to be an issue with them transcripts in one of the courtrooms. I hope not, because the last day on 125, I think trial was in courtroom number 400 or 320, 420. I think it was 300 or 400, 401. And they got it listed as 112. For the record, the courtroom that you were in, do you remember the number of the courtroom that we went to?
No, I remember.
I do. It was room number 211.
Yeah, it was something like 200.
It was 211.
I remember it too, but I don't remember the last two digits.
It was 211, I'm sure, on 119. And the day before that, it was 211 as well. I'm pretty sure. So, or 112. And what we're going to do here, when we did go to the police, they said that what he had done is perjury. Is that correct? He cannot do that, and he cannot lie on the witness stand.
Right.
Getting into the photographs, how do you feel about this is a Halloween costume for the photographs? Do you feel like that was
whatchamacallit?
On the photographs of where they're dressed with the KKK?
When they had the daughter taken out, so it was just a Halloween costume.
Now they're all lying.
Well, yeah, now they're all lying.
Now the daughter has got to be about 21, 22 years old. If we flip
pictures, what, older?
If we flip the pictures over, the date is May 1986. So if she's 21, is she even born when the pictures are taken?
No, I have to do the math, but I'm pretty much sure no.
Okay, so now there's more than one of them sitting up there lying, and it's starting to get old, and the judges are like, they're backing them up. It's a scary situation, and I don't like to put you in a situation like that, but I think you came up here in that situation. I know I did too. So,
well, personally, what I heard is when I came up here, I was still going up what they call with you a giant.
Well,
someone that is very high in that pagan gang, motorcycle gang.
And from what you heard, do you know who told you this stuff? Who'd you hear that from?
I heard this from several people down south. He's right racist. He was in some type of motorcycle gang.
You were right when you were in court and you asked about the motorcycle jacket that he has, because he does have a motorcycle jacket hanging by his chair in his downstairs of his house. And it is of the pagan motorcycle gang. You said Hell's Angels, probably affiliated all that, but that is definitely a pagan, and that is definitely a part of their gang, the little hate group. And I think it's garbage the way you were treated.
I looked at the photograph, and I said right to him, it doesn't look like you're into what did I say on that day about the motorcycle gang? Doesn't look like not a very rowdy crowd to me. It looks like a rowdy crowd to me.
Yeah, and you mean you saying in the picture it looked like it was a very rowdy crowd?
Yeah.
I agree. I don't feel satisfied with what the judge had done involving the pictures, and where they were allowed to repeatedly lie and say it was a Halloween costume and so on and so forth. I thought it was disgusting. I feel like I've been discriminated against here, and I feel like you're being discriminated against here too. Would you say, Brian, even though I get pissed off, I admit I get pissed off about this shit, do you think I have a mental illness?
No, I think you just have a simple agreement with anger, and I know that you know how to